A very pleasant day to you, and I welcome you once again to this segment on First Next News Sport Across, where I'll be giving you top headlines and top story on all our newspaper platforms within the country, Nigeria. Now we'll be starting with the Daily Monitor. On the Daily Monitor, we have a latest story: Disu in, Egbetokun out as Tinubu reshuffles police leadership. Some Deputy Inspector General, AIG, said to retire. Now still on the Daily Monitor, why we reduce interest rates to 26.50%, CBN Governor. Now on the top of the Daily Monitor, reps give Real MD 24 hours to account for grants, loan expenditures. You find that in page 4 of the Daily Monitor. Still on the Daily Monitor, 20 banks ready for recapitalization, meet new minimum capital requirements. That is coming from Disu. You find that in page 12 of that newspaper platform. We're now on the bottom line, a very top story trending from Benin, Edo State. Government attack Obi Odigi Oyegun ADC chieftain in Benin. Wow, that is a very tragic incident that occurred recently in the capital of Edo State, Benin. Now looking at another newspaper platform, which is the Guardian newspaper. On the highlighted, U.S. escalates pressure on Nigeria as African firms up hub in Ghana. U.S. escalates pressure on Nigeria as African firms up hub in Ghana. On the right side, we have ADC accord orders no registration FAT March 24. Still on that, federal government dragged to ECOWAS court over tax law alteration. You find that in page 5 of the Guardian newspaper. Now on the left side of the Guardian newspaper, armed talks attack Obi Oyegun ADC members in Edo. We also have Dangote refinery to supply 65 million liters of PMX daily. You find that in page 5 as well of the Guardian newspaper. Now going straight to the Punch newspaper. On the Punch newspaper, we have a latest story: Tinubu picks Disu for pre-2027 security boost, DIGs to retire. You find that in page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Still on the Punch, on the top, Diri's COS cleared as Bayelsa deep government. We also have oil revenue shake up. Oil revenue shake up. State back Tinubu executive order. States back Tinubu executive order. I'll take that news on Diri COS cleared as Bayelsa deputy governor. That is in page 14 of that newspaper platform. You have in page 21, capitalization, bank raise 4 trillion naira ahead of March deadline. Now going straight to the Blueprint newspaper. On the Blueprint, on the highlighted story, oil price shock, pre-election spending may threaten $50.45 billion foreign reserve. That is coming from CBN. We also have on that, AIG Tunji Disu steps as IGP, Egbetokun quits. AIG Tunji Disu steps in as IGP, Egbetokun quits. Ex-police boss resigns voluntarily, not sick. That is coming from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now on the top of the Blueprint newspaper, no ransom paid for release of Niger school children. No ransom paid for release of Niger school children. That is coming from the Governor of Niger, Idris. You find that in page 7 of that newspaper. Now in page 19, Real Partners Lotus Bank to unlock renewable energy financing. Yes, that you find that on page 19 of that newspaper platform. Moving to the leadership. On the leadership, on the highlighted story, we have 8 DIGs likely to go as Tinubu appoint Disu acting IGP. You find that in page 4 of that newspaper platform. Now on the top of the newspaper, which is in page 38, Akpata defection, government attack Oyegun residents, Obi others escape on hot. Akpata defection, government attack Oyegun residents, Obi others escape on hot. Still on that, in page 32, Keyamu, Lagos airport fire destroyed Nemat equipment, Terminal 1, to be demolished. You find that in page 32 of that newspaper platform. Now, the bottom line, London property, AGF files fresh charge against Egbetokun. You find that in page 25 of that newspaper platform. Moving to the Matrix newspaper. On the Matrix, on the highlighted story, the trending news, which is tension in Benin as Obi, Odigi, Oyegun, others escape assassination attempts. Grave and disturbing development. ADC condemns attack on Peter Obi party leaders. Utterly condemnable and unacceptable in any democracy, article says. Still on that, Edo government denies Obi claims of attack, says allegation malicious. We also have on that same newspaper platform, CBN cut interest rate to 26.5%, lowest since 2024. Now on the top, Shetima, why CBS intervened in FX markets to mob up dollars. Now you have on the bottom line, fresh trouble for Egbetokun as FG files fresh 12-count charge. Now on sport, UCL playoff, Bodo Glimt turn Inter, Newcastle Olete qualify. Now going to the Vanguard newspaper. On the Vanguard newspaper, we have how we escape assassination in Benin. How we escape assassination in Benin, Obi Oyegun says. Find that in page 7 of the Vanguard newspaper. Now another highlighted story there. U.S. Congress recommends pressure and Christian persecution in Nigeria. U.S. Congress recommends measures to end Christian persecution in Nigeria. You find that in page 5 of that newspaper platform. Now on the top, Tinubu to opposition. Election not won on social media. Election not won on social media. You find that in page 8 of that newspaper platform. President accept Egbetokun's resignation as IGP. Appoint Tunji Disu in active capacity. You find that in page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Moving straight to the Daily Trust. On the Daily Trust newspaper, we have on the highlighted, U.S. push to scrap Sharia sparks outrage. U.S. push to scrap Sharia sparks outrage. On the top of that newspaper platform, you have el-rufai asks court to quash DSS charge. El-rufai asks court to quash DSS charge. We also have Obi Oyegun orders ADC chieftain attack in Edo. That has been the trendy story so far since yesterday. We also have executive order may stall lack charge. Komania projects. Now on the bottom line, 24 DIGs, AIGs may go as Tinubu replace Egbetokun. Now going to the Nation newspaper. On the Nation newspaper, on the highlighted story, President to team, take our scorecard to grassroots. Take our scorecard to grassroots. That is coming from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Renewed hope ambassadors get marching order to explain government achievements. Now still on the top, bank raise 4.05 trillion naira in recapitalization drive. Now on the top, Egbetokun out, Disu steps in as IGP. Egbetokun out, Disu steps in as IGP. Still on that, federal government, U.S. House panels report catalysts for more cooperation. Federal government, U.S. House panels report catalysts for more cooperation. We also have government files new charge against Egbetokun, Osoni family, ADC, Secretariat Odigi Oyegun, House attack in Benin. You find that in page 2 of that newspaper platform. Now going to the New Telegraph, which is our last for today. On the New Telegraph newspaper, DIGs, senior AIGs to go as Tinubu accept Egbetokun resignation. Names Tunji Disu, acting IGP. Find that in page 4 and 6 of the New Telegraph newspaper. Now on the top of the New Telegraph, we have a story from Rivers State here. Rivers, we are made significant strength in health, says Fubara. Rivers, we are made significant strength in health, says Fubara. This is coming from the governor of Rivers State. You find that in page 2 and 6 of the New Telegraph. Still on the New Telegraph, the trendy story. Government attack Obi Oyegun, ADC chiefs in Edo. You find that in page 6 and 28 of that newspaper platform. Still on that, executive order direct attack on PIA, threatens oil industry stability. That is coming from Pegasus. You find that in page 4 of that newspaper platform. Now in the US, silence genocide. Cuba accuses US of economic aspiration. Seeks stronger Nigeria AU backing. You find that in page 27 of that newspaper platform. That is the New Telegraph. Now on the top, capitalization. Foreign investors inject 1.15 trillion naira into Nigeria banks. Now on the bottom line, which is our last, St. Mary pupils release. We paid no money. FG says, as reports allege, hostage ransom for 2 billion naira. And that is all we have on newspaper review on this segment. Many thanks for being with me. Many thanks for watching. I am Kings Ojalo. It's a bye for now.